Hi, I'm Steph Ray. I'm a senior at Mount Holyoke. I study politics and Latin American studies, and hopefully, fingers crossed, I will go to either law school or get a social work degree of some kind. Stay tuned. I was born in Colombia, in Medellin, and then I lived in the US for a long time, and I lived in Costa Rica for 4 years. So I'm like from all over, basically answering that question. And now I'm living here in South Hadley, Massachusetts. I speak Spanish, I guess that's cool, and I really love to swim. I'm addicted to everything that is related to black and white photography. I love art. I sing an a cappella here, and I really like tea. You should see my collection, it's like insane. I have too many teas. I don't sing in the shower. I trained myself not to. I really did. Like when I was in high school, my dad would sing in the shower, and we're both singers, and I would hate it when he'd sing in the shower, and I was such a mean child. And then I trained myself to stop, and so I actually like can't. I'm like unable to sing in the shower anymore. Well, growing up, I had no idea what femme meant. I thought it just was, femme was short for like being feminine, and it wasn't until like I came out at Mount Holyoke, like my first year, that I really understood what that was. And my girlfriend at the time, she and I were sort of like thinking about like what femme meant, because we were both new sort of to the queer community, and I think I started identifying with it gradually in my Mount Holyoke career, but didn't really sort of solidify it until probably like my sophomore/junior year, when I started to understand sort of what it meant. And I think I think it's a good thing to be. It's a good thing to identify as being like being confident that you are femme, but then it's also important to be lenient with the definition and really let it evolve like to you and where you feel like and where you feel comfortable identifying with, because you are who you are. You don't need to conform to anything, but and all femmes are different. There's no one that's the same. I don't know if I have like a specific way or specific. I've been speaking Spanish for a month, so I'm having trouble speaking English. I think to me it means being fearless, and that doesn't mean. That's not saying that people who don't identify as femme are not fearless. I think everyone should be fearless, but I think. Especially in the world today, where we're seeing a lot of, you either have to be this or this and fit into this cookie cutter mold. And I think sometimes people who identify as femme are usually like incredibly underrepresented. And so I think, especially in the Mount Holyoke community, I find it to mean being fearless in how you dress, how you express yourself, and what you believe in and your place in the queer community. And I've found that, just sort of this inner confidence to, you don't always have to wear a dress, but you can always express yourself however you want. Cause like, I don't always dress like this. Like, I really don't. If you took snapshots of me, like in a weekly basis, I don't always wear this. And, that doesn't mean that I'm not femme or that I'm not anything, it just means that like, you can wear whatever you want and be proud of who you are. And, and you're feeling different ways from day to day, and just embracing that. I think, yeah, embracing and, freedom, of expression. My favorite piece of clothing. Can I give a genre of clothing?
Please.
Okay, I really, really love scarves. Those are like, I have a lot of them. I need more warm ones. But I really like how they like vary in texture, and I'm addicted to texture, first of all. But I think like you can pair it with anything. You can, like, if you're wearing literally all black and you just like throw on a scarf, you can just completely change what you're wearing and how it looks. And I think about photographs, so like how it photographs, and I use scarves seasonally. So like right now the ones in the back of my closet are like the summer, like light ones, and now I wear more like solid colors, and sort of more neutral tones. But I think those are my favorite, and they keep you really warm, so that's good. So I I haven't been wearing it like consistently for a long time, but I bought it when I was 17 and I came to Mount Holyoke for the first time as a prospy. And I came to the whole, what's it called, like admitted students thing.
Right.
And I had spent the night and I was like, I need to come here. And I really wanted to have sort of like a memento to keep with me like all 4 years. And I feel like it only looks good on me when I'm like super tan, so hence why I'm wearing it. And the same man who sells these jewelry, he sells a whole bunch of different handmade jewelry and he comes to Blanchard a lot. And I bought it from him. And I decided, well, why not? Since I'm like at the end of my Mount Holyoke career. We're not gonna talk about it. I mean, I'm at the end of this like whole journey that's been Mount Holyoke. I thought it was only fitting to like keep a reminder of, you know, like where I started out and taking it through with me, you know, to the end. So yeah, I love it. I'm addicted to this like seafoam green color. When I was in Costa Rica, I like encountered this color everywhere, and I don't even want to call it seafoam green. It's kind of like pistachio, but like better than that. And like it's so beautiful, and this just reminds me of that color. And I tried to take as many photos as I could of it because it was just amazing. This little heart, it actually comes with like this thick like gold chain like you would see on like Snoop Dogg in the 90s. But like my dad was like, you're not wearing that in public, and I said okay. But just the pendant and the chain, not this original chain, were my mother's. My mother passed away when I was really young. And I found this recently. We went to a storage closet that we had been keeping for, I don't know, like 15 years. In upstate, and I found it, and I remember her wearing it as a kid, and I have a lot of her other jewelry, but I think it's good to, you know, keep things close to your heart, and I don't wear it that often because like necklaces feel like they kind of like choke you a little bit, and I don't like that, but sometimes when I feel like I just really need some like inspiration or just a little time to like reminisce, I usually wear it, and so yeah, I don't wear it too often, but I decided to wear it today.